What is up, guys? It is Irish Benjamin 57, and unfortunately, I am flying solo today, and Sean is on the phone with me, which is just the craziest thing in the world. So say hi, Sean.
I'll just do my regular intro. I am ND Sean 45, and as Ben failed to mention, we are the two Irish brothers. And yes, I am not available today via computer.
Way to go, Sean. Freaking idiot. You decided to have your computer crap out, and I have to do this all by myself.
Hey, what do you mean do it by yourself? I'm still here via telephone. What's wrong with that?
You're not here actually in person and on the computer screen with me. That's what's wrong.
All right, you know what? That's it. If you keep throwing these insults at me, I'm gonna come there and I'm gonna tell you what's what, and you're gonna be sorry.
Yeah, what can you do? You're freaking 200 miles from where I'm at, so it's all just blowing smoke, Sean.
Really?
Really?
Really, Ben?
What the heck? How'd you get here so fast?
Oh, I've been working out.
Anyway, well, there's Sean, so join me, Sean.
How's it going, everyone?
Pull up a chair.
All right. Okay, everyone. So this is the surprise that we were talking about. We are here together in person, not from our separate locations.
Yep. That's pretty exciting. Pretty exciting.
So, yeah, this is pretty cool. Only the second time Ben and I have been together in person.
Yep.
And I've been here with him, spending the weekend with him and his wife, and it's been a lot of fun.
Oh, it was loads of fun, and what's more fun than Notre Dame winning 52-0 when you have a guest coming and hanging out with you. So, can't really complain much about that.
Yeah, yesterday was great. I mean, we watched the game. We certainly ate well.
Yes.
A lot of beef yesterday.
Oh, yes. Well, when you play a team that has a cow, or a bull in this case, you got to have some hamburger of some sort or steaks. And we ate pretty well yesterday, not going to lie.
We had both.
We did have both.
Burgers for lunch, steak for dinner.
Yep.
It was a great day, to say the least.
Yep,
hey,
some victory steaks for sure. I got those, and I'm like, we're going to beat South Florida. We're going to have victory steaks after this win. And boy, was it nice having some victory steaks after a 52-0 beatdown on the South Florida Bulls. And if y'all don't remember, because, it's was only talked about all week, South Florida came to South Bend last time and beat Notre Dame in a huge upset in an 8-hour game. So it was nice to, quote-unquote, exercise those demons and give South Florida some payback.
Well, I told you in our preview, I was there in 2011 for that game, and it sucked ass with all the lightning delays. I mean, it was an 8-9 hour day. It was miserable. But you know what? Enough of the past. Let's talk about the present, because yesterday was phenomenal.
Yep.
52-0. I mean, where to begin with this one? So many good things to talk about, but I think the biggest thing that stands out the most about yesterday's victory was the running game.
Oh, yes.
So many contributions from everybody. Of course, the big one, Sebo Flemister had a big day.
Yes, he did.
127 yards on the ground on 13 carries. So what was that, like a 9.8 yard per carry average?
Yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah.
And the one touchdown. Chris Tyree, the true freshman,
the future.
Yes, the future. He was the moves that he was pulling out there were just
phenomenal,
unbelievable. But he contributed with 65 yards on, I believe, 8 carries and one touchdown.
Yep.
Kieran Williams, he didn't find the end zone, but he still was able to get 60 yards or 65 yards, something like that, on 10 carries. So he still contributed and put us in a great position to get some scores.
Well, Williams actually did score a touchdown. All 4 of our running backs yesterday scored a touchdown, which is absolutely incredible. How many teams can say that every single running back in their active depth chart scored a touchdown? Absolutely incredible.
I don't think Kieran Williams did score a touchdown because Ian Book had 3 rushing touchdowns.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought somebody said that they did have.
No, I was looking at the stats. Kieran Williams did not score a touchdown. But yeah, because Ian Book had 3 rushing touchdowns. Sebo had 1. Chris Tyree had 1. And then we had the defensive touchdown on the blocked punt. But something else I want to talk about since I brought up Ian Book. His passing numbers don't look too sexy.
No.
12 of 19 for, I believe, 148 yards.
Right.
But you know what? In this case, it doesn't matter. When you have one aspect of your game that is working so well, in this case it was the running game, he made some nice passes to set up some touchdown runs. And it's just, I was telling you this off camera, and it might be a crazy comparison here, but Greg Maddux, great Major League pitcher, Hall of Famer,
Mm-hmm.
he always used to say that the strikeout in baseball was such an overrated category because he would much rather just throw one pitch and get a guy to pop up, ground out, whatever, instead of having to strike the guy out on several pitches.
Right.
So it's kind of the same thing here with football. I mean, if you're a quarterback and you can throw a long touchdown pass, I mean, of course, a quarterback would like to throw a touchdown pass. But if you are able to throw a touchdown pass to like inside the 5-yard line, and your running back finishes the job by taking it in from 5 yards out, and you're setting up the touchdown, that's just as good.
Right.
So,
Yeah. The only people, and this is what I've always said, the only people that legit care about those kinds of statistics are the fans. The players want to win the game, period, end of story. Now, the nitpick, and I will say it, the nitpick is, it's a little concerning, if you will, that the receiving game hasn't really exploded and gotten going. Lindsey being out the first game, I think didn't help, and then yesterday was Lindsey's first game back, so there's rust, and I'll give him that. So, we have another team that's coming up on the schedule that I think we could really open our passing game against, and that was what I would like to see at that point, but can't really complain.
No.
We took care of business. We did what we needed to do. All three facets of the game, special teams, defense, and offense, all looked absolutely phenomenal against USF, and that's what we were saying in the preview. We were saying, USF doesn't bring a lot to the table. This is what's going to happen, and I'll give myself a little bit of a pat on the back because I said 49-0 in the preview, and it was 52-0. So can't really complain about that. Got pretty darn close to that actual score.
And I said 38. I think I said 38-10 was going to be the final score.
Yeah.
So I came up short, but this is where I'm happy to come up short.
Oh
because
yeah, no.
Breaking the 50-point barrier, it's wonderful, and to pitch the shutout on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think yesterday was a big confidence booster for this team.
Oh
and
yeah,
definitely. There's nowhere but up to go.
Right, and that's what I always say. I always say constant improvement. It doesn't matter if you win by 56 points or 5 points. There's always room for improvement, and of course there's room for improvement. But we have these games currently, these next couple, that can let us, we still have to be on our toes, and I'll admit that, because you don't take anybody lightly ever, because if you do, what happened to University of Michigan against App State can happen. That's what happens when you take an opponent lightly. So I'm not saying that, but we have games where we can actually really, get our passing game going and get in that. And I think that we're going to need to have both if we want to make a legit ACC title run and, of course, a title run that we're going for too. So we'll see. That's the only, like I said, nitpick. But other than that, we looked great yesterday, and I think it's a huge confidence boost.
And a couple things I want to point out too, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Two guys that really had a great game. Cornerback Clarence Lewis, another true freshman. He was in there breaking up passes. Had just coverage was nice all day long. He did a great job. Didn't he pick off a pass yesterday?
I don't know if I think he had his hands on one that should have been a pick. I think that was what it was. I mean, it was like a sure pick, and he dropped it, and you could tell he was irritated with that drop. But yeah, he was in the right position, and he really played out of his mind yesterday. So, and he's a freshman, so that guy's only going to get better, and it's only up from where he's at now. So that's impressive. And
then linebacker Jack Kaiser, he put the pressure on yesterday. I think how many tackles did he finish with? Like 5?
5 or 6, yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
Like that.
He was in there wrecking havoc all day long, taking the place of Shane Simon, who was one of 8 players that was out with either injury or other certain circumstances. Right. But yeah, we had 8 guys out yesterday.
And that's what that to me is a little bit of a blessing in disguise because, this is what could potentially happen in future matchups. We could have guys out for injury, but not even injury right now since we're in the midst of a quote-unquote pandemic, with COVID. So you could have some guys that are healthy scratches for the game because they have COVID. So to show that this is how deep our team is, and it's next man up. That gives us, that practice, if you will, and that situation that you could potentially be in later on in the season, because unfortunately, flu season's just around the corner.
Yeah.
And the other thing with flu season that I think a lot of people, don't really think about is the flu has a lot of common symptoms than what COVID is. So is it COVID? Is it flu? And if it's not COVID, it's the flu, but you can't take that, oh, well, it's not COVID, it's the flu. We don't have to worry about it. They're still going to have to get tested. They're still going to have to quarantine, quote unquote, until they get a negative result. And there's that. So it was nice to see that we had all those guys out and still were able to really dominate an opponent, because I remember seeing that yesterday morning with Sean, and I'm like, oh no. We're going to be out all these guys. This is going to be the game that we could struggle. People are going to lose their ever-loving minds out of this. Great. And we did it. We rallied. We figured it out. It was next man up, and we dominated.
Yes.
So you can't complain about that.
So the bottom line is 52-0. This team did exactly what they're capable of doing. So all the fans that were complaining last week, take a breath. You can chill out for a little bit, but obviously it's not over yet, as we know.
The season's not over.
The point that I'm getting at with that is this team did what they can do. Mm-hmm. So don't read too much into that Duke game.
Yeah.
So this team is able to dominate and do what you expect them to do.
Right. I really think that Duke didn't get enough credit for that game. I really do. I think that they played above and beyond what they were expecting and being capable of, and they gave Notre Dame fits. And you know what, though? I would rather have a game where we go through all the emotions and struggle a little bit, because that prepares you for an actual game when you're playing against an opponent that is as good as you, if not better. And we have two opponents on this schedule that could be as good, if not better than us. One, of course, being Clemson.
Right.
So, Clemson, that's what you're going to expect. You're going to expect a dogfight throughout the entire game, and you're going to struggle at times. So how do you respond to that adversity? And can you rebound from it? And this week, we rebounded from it. We really did. We looked great. So, granted, it's South Florida, and I understand that, but at the same time, it's still somebody that you dominated. And it's nice to actually feel and see that domination, and to have the nitpick only being that, well, the passing game could have been a little bit better, but we still got the job done. That's a great feeling.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So on that note, Ben, I think we covered everything with recapping this game. One thing I wanted to say, too, is the Two Irish Brothers channel on YouTube has officially broken the century mark. We are at 103 subscribers last I saw. So thank you to all of you for coming and giving us a sub and giving us a view and checking us out. The preview for this game is like over 600 views right now, so that's incredible.
Yep.
So just to let you guys know, we don't have anything for sure planned yet, but Ben and I are thinking about maybe doing some contests for you, the viewers, for a chance for you guys to maybe win some prizes, but we got to still work some things out yet, test the waters, and just, see what we can do, see what might work. So just, again, that's our way of saying thank you to you guys for helping us build this channel up to where it's at right now. Still small, but hitting that century mark is a pretty good milestone.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, guys, on that note, I don't have anything else for you. Ben, do you have anything else to add?
I got nothing. Just nice to eat well yesterday and have that nice victory and not have to have a heart attack through the entire game and just be like, okay, we got this. It's not a big deal.
And also for us to be together in person.
Yep, and it was really nice. We haven't actually seen each other in person in 3 years, so it was really, really nice to sit down and watch a game and have a beer and cook out, and especially during this pandemic. Sean and I live in Illinois, so, it's one of those things where it's like, we've been really shut down as a state. There's not a lot going on. We can't go to many games, so it's nice to actually be able to hang out and hang out safely, if you will, and have a good time and actually have a little bit of normalcy, during these tumultuous times that we're in. Mm-hmm. So it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful, and I can't wait to do it again. It was a nice little feeling to have, because originally, we were going to play Arkansas, and I had this huge thing planned out, and then the pandemic hit. And then the Arkansas game didn't pan out. The pig out that we were going to have with a few other people that we know didn't pan out. So it was nice to at least have something like this.
Yeah. And when you have something to look forward to, it makes things a hell of a lot better.
And it makes life a lot easier, too. So yeah, but that's all I got, guys. I got nothing else.
Well, on that note, the second half of the Bears game is about to start. And so, yeah, it's been great being able to do this with Ben in person and bring it to you guys. So on that note, I'm ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
Until the preview for Wake Forest, I say God bless, good night, or good afternoon in this case.
Yep.
And go Irish.
Go Irish.